Hi, my name is David, and in today's video we would like to show you some more cool things that you can do with our neon toner cartridges. As you know, Ghost White Toner makes white toner cartridges for a variety of office and home laser printers, as well as other specialty toners, such as sublimation toner for textile transfer and our neon toner. Neon toner is super cool because it gives you fantastic neon spot color images onto paper or used in transfer like on this mug, or as we're going to show you in today's tutorial video, on a cotton bag. You can see that neon toner gives you quite funky colors when you see it under regular daylight, but it gets even crazier when you view it under black light. As you can see, the colors of the neon toner do have a strong fluorescent effect once they are shown under black light. You can see how the colors change when the black light goes over them, and that's, I think, a really cool and funky feature of the neon toners. So if you have like a party space in your home, or if you are owner of a club, a disco, a bar, or a restaurant, you can use neon toner to create really fancy communication for your customers and make your communication, your designing stand out. And today we're going to use our popular A-foil and bead paper transfer media and our Little Ghost white toner printer in combination with our neon toners. And we are going to print this design, this summer vibes design, onto this cotton bag. And before we do this, we're going to insert the A-foil and our neon toners, of course. Same as when you insert your white toner, you just pop open the printer, remove the toner magazine, and in our case, you just take out the cyan, magenta, and yellow toner and replace those with the cyan, magenta, and yellow neon toners from Ghost. Toners can be purchased from our website, and you just insert them like this, and then you can close the printer. As we are going to use white in this design as well, we'll just leave the white toner inside the printer. We close up the printer, and the cool thing about those printers is they calibrate themselves automatically. There's no need for you to worry that there is a mixture of different toners. No, you can change as often as you like between the toners. While the printer calibrates, I'm going to put back those orange trays onto the toner. It's really cool if you swap between different toners. You can use these, they come with every toner that you purchase from us, to protect your toners while you store them. And this is really good because it protects the light sensitive OPC drum unit on the back of your toner from light. I recommend to store them in a cool and dry place. It's the best way to store your toners, and you will have long, good prints with them. Once I've sorted my toners, I'm inserting the A-foil as usual. The matte side, the scratchy side, is facing up, and I'm inserting it into the lower paper tray, just as always when we use it in transfer. Once the printer has calibrated, I'm going to take you to the screen now and just quickly show you my design. As you can see, the design on the screen uses solid colors. So this is 100% magenta, 100% yellow, 100% cyan, and of course 100% black for my white toner printing here. Neon toners are considered to be spot colors, so they will obviously not come out in this color, but some way different. And even if you mix those colors in your designing, you will of course not get an accurate reference. But that's the fun about neon toner printing. It's something new every day, and you just gotta play around with it and try around to get the results you like. To print this, I'm just opening the print dialog, choosing my Little Ghost LBP 623 printer here from Canon. I make sure that I do not print in grayscale. I want to use all the color toners. And in the settings, I'm just quickly going through the settings with you. The page format is of course A4 or legal if you're in the US. For your paper settings, you will check that you have paper type normal 2. That's the best paper type used on the A-foil. In quality, you're going to make sure that you print in mirror image, so that your image is flipped for the transfer, and that you of course print in full color. Once you've made these settings, you can just send your file to the printer and hit print. There we go. Once the printout is ready, you can see that it printed really nicely in some greenish And yeah, some typical like neon colors, totally off from what we saw on the screen, but that's the fun part of it. And of course it's in mirror image mode, that's the printed side. To make the transfer, we will now need the B paper and apply this to the A foil. And I've got some materials prepared which I'm going to use in this process, and you will see it as we go. My heat press is preheated to 160 degrees Celsius or 320 degrees if you're working on Fahrenheit. I'm placing the A foil on the lower plate, which I made sure that this is consistently hot by closing the heat press prior to this process. Now I'm going to fold over the edge on my B paper and cover my printed side of the A foil with the B paper, having the yellow lines face towards me. Everything is covered with a stack of 5 to 8 sheets of regular 80-gram A3 copy paper, and I used some heat-resistant tape. We got that in our web shop as well, by the way, to tack these together. Then I close the heat press, and I do press with a medium to heavy pressure for 120 seconds, 2 minutes. You could also work this process with 90 seconds, depends a little bit on your setup that you use. Once the time is up, I'm opening the heat press and I just pull out my tray here and remove the copy paper. I use a soft cloth to quickly give my design a wipe and also to pull down the A foil while I'm peeling the B paper off. I do this in a smooth and constant motion. As you can see, the glue from the adhesive from the B paper comes nicely off. It has transferred over to the toner on the A sheet. This is how your design is going to stick to your textile in the final transfer step. I slow down a little bit on the edges. This makes the peeling process really smooth and makes sure that I do not accidentally rip off parts of the design. You can see that all the glue has left like an indentation on the B sheet. This is to be disposed of, and you can also feel that your A sheet now is like a little sticky so that the glue has transferred. I'm using a scissor to quickly cut around my design, just making sure that if I've got like an indentation line left on the outer line of my A sheet, that I do not transfer this to my textile. But that's the only cutting I have to do. Everything else will just transfer where the printed areas are and not anything from the foil itself. So I've got a standard cotton bag here, 100% cotton. The A foil is very versatile, so you can use it on different materials as well, but for today we're going to sit with a cotton bag. This is not pretty straight, so I'm going to iron all the wrinkles out by just quickly closing the heat press. A short pre-press is always recommended to get some moisture out of your textile, so I can only recommend you to do this. And once I've got all the wrinkles ironed out, I'm using a sticky lid roller to make sure that I don't have any things on my textile here, because everything on the textile that is not taken off before the transfer will be underneath the transfer forever. Okay, now I've got the A foil. What I really like about this media, I think I say this all the time, is that it is transparent, because it makes it super easy to align my design. So this design kind of comes out really nice if it's straight on this cotton bag. And before I press it, I'm covering it with a matte finish paper, also available in our online store. And then I close the heat press, and for a cotton bag, I'm going to press for 30 seconds. All the materials that we use in these videos are available in our online store, and we will link those down in the description below. If you liked the video, please leave us a thumbs up below and make sure that you subscribe to the channel. You can also activate the bell and you will get notified if we put out new videos. For this cotton bag, I just press 30 seconds and then I'm going to open up my heat press and take the bag off the press. Before I will be able to peel off the A foil, my textile needs to be completely cold. This is very important, and a lot of mistakes can be made here, because if I would now peel off the A foil immediately after the transfer, I would just simply remove the transfer again. So I leave this to rest and I'll be back once the design is cool to the touch. Once the design is cold, you can start peeling the A foil. For this, we recommend to fold over the A foil on one of the edges and then hold it down with your fingers and peel in a rolling motion this is very important, I also use my hand to apply some pressure while I roll over the design. You can see how the design comes off really nicely and all the spaces in between are totally clean, and only my toner, only my printed areas have transferred. As you see, our neon colors work really well in the transfer. This is not the final step because my design is still very shiny, like a plastic finish, and here we've got two more options. We go back to the heat press, just place our bag on the press, and I'm using two different finish papers. This is the matte finish economy and this is our glossy finish. Matte finish, same as the name, it does leave a really cool, really matte finish, and I think this is really nice for most of the textiles. But for this funky design I like to go with a more glossy finish, so I'm using our glossy finish paper. This is not like a super high glossy finish, like a metallic or so, but it leaves some of the shine that you have naturally in the design. But this last step is super important because it's going to ensure the washability of your textile. If you want to make shirts, if you want to make garments, you want to make sure that those are wash resistant if washed inside out on a cold wash without using the dryer and not with a too hard spin cycle. After 15 seconds, most of the textiles based on cotton are completely washable. I just peel off the glossy paper and you can see that we get some nice shine, some nice glossy finish in here. I will show this to you and hold it a little bit into the camera. You can see that we really get a nice glossy shine in our neon colors, and I think this suits the design really well. So this is how easy it is using our neon toners in combination with our white toner on a black cotton bag to personalize with neon spot color. I think neon color is really a cool alternative and giving you endless options if you consider that we've also got regular toners and that you can use your Ghost white toner printer to swap between all those applications all the time. Of course, you can also print on mugs and on regular paper and, you know, let your ideas go wild with neon toner. For today, I hope you liked the video and I say thanks for watching and see you next time.